If you want the same kind of agent workflow on your own machine, check out conductor.com. Conductor works with the coding agents already in your current setup. It runs fully local, and I'll also show the open source repo and native coding agent screenshots later in this video. Google may have a much bigger small business AI play than most people realize. A new post from Google Small Business shows fresh features inside Pomelli, a Google Labs experiment that can generate on-brand marketing visuals and then animate them into polished ad-style creative. At first glance, this looks like another flashy AI design demo. But I think that undersells what is actually happening here. The real signal is workflow. Google is not just showing a pretty generated image. It is showing a campaign flow, multiple branded variations, creative selection, and then motion output for the chosen asset. That matters because small businesses do not need one more toy image generator. They need tools that help them create usable content faster, without hiring a designer, a motion editor, and a paid social specialist every single time they want to ship a campaign. This is the part a lot of AI product demos miss. Small businesses usually do not fail because they have zero ideas. They fail because turning those ideas into consistent branded content is slow, expensive, and annoying. You need product shots, campaign variations, copy that does not look generic, motion assets for social, and enough creative range to test what actually works. Most owners either do all of it themselves or bounce between Canva, stock photos, freelancers, and pure guesswork. That is why Pomelli is interesting. The post is not pitching raw image generation for entertainment. It is pitching business content creation. Photoshoot gives you more on-brand visuals. Animate turns those visuals into something alive enough to use in a real campaign. If Google can keep pushing that workflow further, this stops being a novelty and starts becoming a lightweight creative stack for businesses that normally cannot afford one. Let's walk through the actual clip. It opens with Pomelli and an experiment badge, which is important because Google is still positioning this as a labs product. Then the video says, "Bring your campaign to life with animation." So right away, the pitch is not just image generation. It is campaign-ready creative with motion. Next, we see a campaign view with multiple vertical creative cards. One looks like a ceramics brand, one looks like a floral arrangement, and another looks like a calm home decor concept. The interface literally says this is a series of creatives for the campaign, and that you can edit, delete, or generate more. That detail matters a lot. It suggests Pomelli is oriented around batches and iterations, not one-off prompts. Then the floral creative gets selected and enlarged. After that, the still image becomes animated. A hand appears in frame, the composition feels more alive, and the copy reads, "An artist's touch in every piece." Finally, the clip ends with "Try it now," the labs.google/Pomelli URL, and a Google Labs end card. So the proof in the clip is pretty clear. Pomelli is being framed as an AI-assisted marketing creative workflow for businesses, with one feature generating additional visuals and another feature animating those visuals into something more useful for promotion. Now here is the safest factual version of what Google actually announced. Google Small Business says new features have debuted in Pomelli from Google Labs. The two features named directly in the post are Photoshoot and Animate. The post says Photoshoot can generate additional on-brand visuals, and Animate can bring them to life for your business. That wording is useful because it tells us how Google wants the product understood. This is not being marketed as a pure art toy. It is not being pitched as a generic image model playground either. The business framing is explicit. The clip also shows Pomelli labeled as an experiment, which lines up with the Google Labs positioning. So for now, the right way to talk about it is as an experimental Google Labs tool for branded business creative, not as some fully mature Adobe killer. Strategically, this is more interesting than it looks. A lot of AI creative products focus on the first wow moment. Type a prompt, get an image, maybe turn it into a short clip, and move on. But the real money is not in one isolated image. It is in repeatable workflow, brand consistency, variant testing, quick iteration, reusable campaign assets. That is where Google has a real opening. It already has small business distribution, ad infrastructure, workspace, YouTube, and a massive base of businesses that need content but do not have internal creative teams. If Pomelli keeps moving in the direction this clip suggests, Google could end up owning more of the creative pipeline before the ad dollars even get spent. And that is a bigger idea than most people are talking about. The winning AI business tools may not be the ones that generate the craziest image. They may be the ones that remove the most friction between brand idea, creative asset, motion asset, and actual campaign launch. Zooming out, this is another sign that AI tools are getting more workflow specific. Instead of one giant general-purpose model trying to do everything, we are seeing products narrow in on real job-to-be-done flows. In this case, branded business content. That is also why I keep bringing up orchestration. If you want local-first tooling that works with the coding agents already in your setup, check out ConductorOSS.com and the Conductor OSS repo at github.com/tyrannik06/conductor-OSS. I'll show the repo, the native coding agent launch screens, and the current local workflow on screen here. The overlap is simple. Google is trying to make creative work easier through integrated workflow. Conductor does that for coding agents from the local side. Different domain, same principle. The product that wins is usually the one that turns scattered tools into one usable system. If you want more breakdowns like this, subscribe. And if you want an agent setup that works with all your current coding agents and runs fully local, go to ConductorOSS.com and check the open source Conductor repo. This space is moving fast, and the interesting winners are going to be the tools that actually help people ship real work.